singing bird and the croaking toad. I've got a name, I've got a name, and I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living the dream that he kept here. Rolling me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like a north wind whistling down the sky. I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the babies cry. I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud.
We all know that Trooper Byrd is a legendary trooper and one of the most feared troopers in America, known as the Pit King. That's what we know, right? What else do we know? We know that most criminals who successfully avoid police during chases are often driving Dodge Chargers. You know why? Dodge Chargers are insanely fast, and criminals use them for exactly that reason. But what if we create a duel between the best trooper and the fastest cars? We know we're definitely going to enjoy it, right? Well, sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy. It was May 22nd, 2024, at around 3:30 p.m. Central Time. Trooper Jacob Byrd was on patrol when a white Dodge Charger blasted past him at 100 miles per hour. Byrd didn't hesitate. He flipped around, activated his lights and sirens to pull the driver over, but instead of pulling over, the driver hit the gas, triggering a high-speed pursuit that Byrd was more than ready for.
Oh my gosh. I now see how you can joke and laugh a little bit. Like, oh, ballsy. That's not brave. Did you see how they just literally
The Charger was flying down the road, making it look like he might actually pull away, but traffic up ahead forced him to tap the brakes, just enough for Trooper Byrd to close the distance. And once Byrd gets that close, you know the chase is pretty much over.
Disappointing. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. Holy crap. Oh, nice. Get him off the road here. I would have stopped to that.
Don't you move. University of Mapleville Pike. University of Mapleville Pike.
This chase really showed off what Trooper Byrd is made of. The second the suspect recklessly swerved head-on into traffic, Byrd made his move without missing a beat, sending the car straight into the ditch. That split-second call shut down the whole situation before anyone could get hurt, and the driver was cuffed on the spot.
See how close some of those were?
Was more than ready for.
Plus, I think his tint is a little too dark. that slow motion and the other driver and their reaction time. You see how they swerved. If they hadn't swerved, they might have gotten hit. Did they swerve? Watch them. They do make a little bit of a move. I don't have slow motion. Down to go up. See how freaking close that was? That's insane. Flock of birds. See how they got over just a little bit. Wow. Wow. That was so close. Put it on.
The Charger was flying down the road, making it look like he might actually pull away, but traffic up ahead forced him to tap the brakes, just enough for Trooper Bird to close the distance. And once Bird gets that close, you know the chase is pretty much over.
He's going the wrong way on University. Wrong way on University.
This chase really showed off what Trooper Bird is made of. The second the suspect recklessly swerved head-on into traffic, Bird made his move without missing a beat, sending the car straight into the ditch. That split-second call shut down the whole situation before anyone could get hurt, and the driver was cuffed on the spot. Just a solid textbook end to a crazy chase. On May 14th, 2022, two Dodge Chargers came flying down the interstate, racing side by side at over 150 miles per hour, both blacked out with no headlights on. They tore past Trooper Jacob Bird, who was parked stationary. Without hesitation, Bird threw his cruiser into drive, activated his lights and sirens, and took off after them. Neither driver showed any intention of stopping, so Bird locked onto the closest Charger, which killed its lights completely and hit the gas even harder. When the lead Charger pulled off and faded into the dark, Bird didn't waste a second. He switched targets right away, gluing himself to the second Dodge's bumper.
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put the car! Put the car forward! Roll your window down! Stop! Stop! Be quiet! Be quiet! Come on, calm out! Sir, come out! I can't get out! Get out of the car! Let's go! Come on! Right out!
Trooper Bird closed the gap and laid down his signature pit like clockwork, clean, precise, and completely shutting it down. Within seconds, the Charger was total history. Backup rolled in. Both the driver and passenger were pulled out and cuffed without another hitch. Even at those insane speeds, Bird made it look easy. But honestly, that's just another day at the office when he's behind the wheel. Failing to impress your girlfriend doesn't get much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Perez Hilton, friend of the show, cutting himself, or what appears to have been cutting himself for 30 minutes on a live stream, and then was taken to the hospital. It seems a little performative to me. Is it real blood? It feels like paint. It looks like he's, I don't know. Maybe it's real blood. It's so hard to know. I don't want to get duped. I don't want to get duped again. I don't want to get duped again by someone trying to kill themselves on live for 30 minutes and then have it be paint. My dad tells a great story of a homeless man in New York City who would put ketchup on his clothing so he looked like he was wounded, and then people would give that guy money. But my dad said some people started to smell that it was ketchup. My dad's also a liar and full of shit, so I don't know.
See the passenger sticking his hands out.
But that's what I'm saying here. If Perez Hilton, who was a gossip blogger from like the 2000s, if that guy is covered in paint and he's putting on a show, and then, you know, if you want to check out, folks, you can check out anytime you want. That's the reality. If you want to go, you can go. I'm not saying you should go. Obviously, probably a lot of people listening to this are thinking, should I go, should I not go? And I'm not talking to you. Don't do that. Don't put that on me. I'm just saying the performative is not for me. You know what I mean? Like, if he wanted to kill himself, he would be dead. And is that him? Is this him? Is this a picture of him now?
No, I'm pulling it.
Now, has he spoken out since this?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you right now, early August is when the real ghouls come out in the summer. I'll tell you, this is when, yeah, there he is. That's a photo of him. And,
there's one constant with Trooper Bird, it's how fast he puts a stop to the madness. The guy brings these pursuits to a screeching halt like nobody else.
I wish him well. He has children. I feel like that's not a great idea. I mean, just, you know, not trying to be too judgmental. But whether he is actually cutting himself or it's fake, I still feel like it's a bad idea for the kids. Even if it's fake. Like, even if they're like, Daddy, what are you doing? He goes, shh, I'm imitating this Ariana Grande thing. They're like, Daddy, are you hurt? And he's like, no, it's fake blood. I'm not doing a lot of the cuts are surface and they're fake. Don't worry about it. Even that, I think, not good for the kids. Even if it's pretend, I don't think the kids should be witnessing it. Well, you know, what are you going to do? That's a story. That's a legitimate story, and you're going to see more of it. You'll see more of it, and you're gonna have. This will be a theme. Is that person actually mutilating themselves, or is this fake? Are we getting duped?
The man is an absolute.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not dead yet. Quote Hilton said during the broadcast. He also said, "I want to be dead," and threatened to provoke police into fatally shooting him. I hope the cops shoot me to death, Hilton said. I'm going to tell them I'm going to hurt them. The live stream was later taken down by TikTok. It is funny to be on live, because what is the what are the viewers supposed to respond with? How are they supposed to handle that? I'm going to try to provoke the cops into shooting me. Okay. What are we supposed to do in that situation? Send you money? How do we get you out of that? Hey man, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. This guy's clearly having mental issues. I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you this, he's having mental issues, and I don't know if right now he's being a good father. I'm asking. I'm you know, my parents, you know, were not ideal, but they never did this. If you're mutilating yourself on live stream, are you a good father? There's probably an argument here his children should be taken away. I'm not, and I never like to talk like this. You know that. I believe in the family. It's the foundational building block of our society. But I do think if you're saying, I hope the cops shoot me to death, quote, I'm going to tell them I'm going to hurt them. Mutilating yourself on live stream while discussing how you are going to trick the cops into shooting you to death feels like the kids should be taken away from him. Maybe they already have been. I don't think so, but I do think this is a good argument to take the kids away. Perez Hilton was a deeply cruel person who outed a lot of celebrities, made them, shamed people, would draw penises in people's mouths in the early 2000s, internet, you know, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever. He was kind of a, you know, provocateur, certainly, and he hurt a lot of people. And I think that he's regrets some of that and has moved to Miami and has become a family man. But in this video, he is seen cutting himself and trying to get the cops to kill him. So it does seem like he... Can we listen to some of this, please?
It's not Graham Plattner, it's Troy Jackson. Jackson has a history of conflicts with women, bullying, even intimidation.
I'm surprised TikTok lets this stay.
Fellow Democrats raised alarm bells about his
TikTok.
Jackson is like Graham Plattner.
Yeah.
Accused of mortgage fraud, unpaid taxes, and bankrolled by powerful lobbies.
Well, there he is, folks. Perez Hilton, friend of the show. All right, we've had enough of him. We don't want to... Perez Hilton there, just checking in with us and, checking in and, sending, love and prayers and thoughts to Perez Hilton and family down there in Miami. What are you going to do, right? I mean, hey, it's a tough thing, and it's difficult. Trump is still threatening Iran, and it's like no one believes anything this guy says about Iran. Trump's like, we're giving you a last chance. This is every week. He goes, it's the last chance to make a deal before the decapitation starts? Or whatever the hell he's saying? Hold on, let's watch a little bit of this here.
People are doing everything they can and still cannot get ahead. Susan Collins keeps telling us everything is just fine. Who has she served? She has served Donald Trump. She is...
Well, you can't say it's none of mine, never mind. From that position. It's fine. Oh, everything is just fine. Oh, I
Back
have
at
no
the
idea why I'm
negotiating
laughing.
table.
I'm sorry.
They called me,
Oh, no.
and they said, please don't attack, we'll make a deal.
The price of oil
What was
is
the
plunging
matter?
on the news
I had no
despite
tip.
continued
I could've got a
Iranian
job
attacks
so I
on
couldn't
commercial
breathe.
ships in the Strait of Hormuz through the
Oh,
weekend.
no, bugger.
Iran previously broke a ceasefire it signed in June, saying it would not attack those ships. But now the president's saying the vital shipping lane.
By the way, let's just stop this for a minute. We just can't go to war anymore. I mean, you know, we've lost that. We got to get back to the entertainment because we had that, and then it was because the whole thing. We were like, hey, we can entertain you, also we can kill you. But I don't know if we can do the second one anymore. So we have to get back to being really entertaining as a country. It's the only way out of this. Truly, it's the only way out of this is to be like incredibly entertaining now. No more bullshit. We cannot win any wars. We have to just fucking like boom. I'm talking about a American Idol on steroids search for the most talented people in our country. We got to start putting them out and front and center and getting people on board again with our level of talent because we're wasting everyone's time. We can't win this war. It's
something
deeply
that's really a
shameful.
stupid
It's
idea, but
deeply
what a lot
embarrassing.
of them.
It's a
Actually-
real morale killer.
That's what
So
we
what
need
we
to do.
need to do is go back to like the old school America where we won you over by being entertaining and cool.
See,
Because
we already
just don't
figured
have
out
it
a lot
anymore
of stuff. We're
win
trying
these
to
wars.
get
We can't do it.
you to not
we keep
do
threatening
that.
This country, we're gonna kill you. We're gonna blow you to bits. We're gonna kill. We're gonna bomb your energy infrastructure. We'll fucking. It will turn you to dust. I mean, with like biblical threats, like you'll be a pillar of salt. It's just
How about we
threat
just get
after
some
threat
Rocky
after threat.
Road,
Nothing
eh?
happens.
Like Philly cheesesteak.
And it's really demoralizing. Like you're like, well, all we can do is talk and bluff, and they know we're bluffing, and we're like, we'll fucking attack the energy infrastructure. We'll invade Karg Island. We'll put boots on the ground. You have no idea what's coming, and then I guess there's a negotiation, and we're gonna have a deal, and then there's a deal, and then that doesn't happen, and the whole thing's become like a big waste of time. This isn't the way we're gonna do it anymore. We need to be insanely entertaining now. Like to a point where like we've got to get it back. We got to go back to like the Wizard of Oz. We got to go back to like the classics. Like we got to start pumping out summer blockbusters, boy bands, fucking pop stars. Like we got to go hard. It's true. We gotta. This is all we got left. We clearly can't win this war, so we gotta just go back to what made us great, which was that people really liked us. They were like, yes, they're bombing us, and yes, they're torturing us, but their music is catchy, their TV is good, their movies are good. You know, I mean, that's what we have to do. Let's watch a little bit more of this. But I mean, everyone in this room with him looks like no one believes this.
We're talking about the strait, the opening of the strait, having it open literally by tomorrow, completely open. And that's phase one, the denuclearization of Iran. Has to happen. And that'll be the second phase.
Iran is denying any talks with the US are happening.
Yeah,
All as
so-
President Trump pulls back
Yeah.
from massive strikes he said would involve Israel.
Here's the thing: we can't win, and anybody who knows anything about this has come out and said we can't really win, and we just can't win. Like there's no way to win really. So everything we do now is just kind of like some form of saving face. Like we're just trying to be like, you don't know what if we wanted to do it, we could do things you wouldn't even believe if we want. But we really can't, which is why we keep threatening them and then backing off, because we know that, like, it's not going to work. This isn't going to, like, turn the tide if we start doing this stuff. It could potentially get worse for us.
Get over $2,500 in savings when you install new high-efficiency propane equipment with Dead River Company. Plus, get 3-year low fixed propane pricing and expert support from people you can count on. Get a free estimate at deadriver.com.
Experience matters. After a devastating attack, Susan Collins led the way forward, enacting historic bipartisan reforms that made us safer. Susan saved 250,000 Maine jobs. She protects access to quality health care. And she delivered the Social Security Fairness Act, boosting the incomes of 25,000 Maine retirees. America's most bipartisan senator, always working for Maine.
Didn't last long. Minutes later.
So we're going to have to run away like cowards. I mean, that's the only thing we can do. Sorry. I know that people don't want to hear that, but that's literally the only thing we have to do is run away. Run away. Run away. We gotta go. We gotta go. Didn't work. It's a shameful summer defeat. Sorry, I didn't do it, but it's what it is. It's a shameful, deeply demoralizing summer defeat. You are being led off the field by your parents, and they are disgusted by you. You have thrown the game. The pressure was on, and you blew it. You blew it in front of the whole town, and it's over. It's what it is. Sorry. Wait, listen. By the way, I've for many years of my life, I was a complete loser, and there's a way to do it with style. You can be a loser with style. That's the American promise. We lost. We'll do it with style. Let's gracefully bow out. And cowardly run away with grace, with dignity, with style, class. I talk about ethos all the time because people need life insurance, and it makes getting it fast and easy, and it's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get the same day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. You'll get your lowest rate from their network of trusted carriers. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 4,000 reviews. So recently I lost a family or a friend. And here's what happened. This is a crazy story. Recently, my friend's husband, we didn't know him well. But he was a nice man. When you went to the house, he was always at the grill. You know, he's one of those guys. Burgers, burgers up. You want a dog? That was his. Steaks, that was his thing. Steaks, burgers, hot dogs. He would just say that over and over again. He had no identity as a person. He was just, even in the cold winter, steaks.
And once tossed in the back of the cruiser,
you want a burger?
Berserk, kicking the doors.
Sometimes no one would be there, and he would still say,
down the police camera.
Steaks. You want a dog or a burger? How about one of each?
Massive stack of charges as he was
There was something wrong with him.
At the end of the day,
deeply wrong with him. People started to realize that.
Always Jacob Bird puts you in
People started to realize that because he was suffering. He was suffering. And
right.
One day the grill blew up and killed him. He's dead now. And he didn't have life insurance. Because he loved being outside with the grill, but it had a malfunction. So they sued the grill company. They're getting a lot of money, but you know how long that takes. And whatever. He was drunk, probably did something wrong. But he should have had health insurance. Take 10 minutes to get covered today with life insurance through Ethos. That's ethos.com/Jim. ethos.com/Jim. Get your free quote at ethos.com/Jim. Application times may vary, rates may vary. Trustpilot rating out of 6 as of 6/1/2025. Here's the first step. You start lying about what happened and gaslighting people immediately. You start lying about what actually happened. We can do it. You have to make stuff up now. You have to make stuff up. You have to gaslight people. You have to lie to them. You have to say that Iran attacked our bases first. You have to say that they were the aggressor and we shut it down, and that they were begging us to stop attacking them, and because we were humanitarians, we had to do it. There's a way to do this. Now, everyone will know that we're lying, but everyone always knows you're lying. That's okay. Everyone knows you're lying. When fat people say they don't eat a lot, people know they're lying. When people go, I'm not really on drugs, they know you're on drugs. When you go to rehab and you say, actually it was Lyme disease, we know it's not Lyme disease, you're a junkie. It's okay. Everyone knows you're lying. The lying's not for them, it's for you. It's for you. The lying shouldn't be for anyone else, it should be for us. We should lie. Because what are we going to come out and say? Well, actually, we didn't win, we couldn't win, we thought we could win, it's actually not going to happen. No, you gotta basically totally invent a narrative, and it's for us, because the rest of the world now has seen us, and we've been exposed. And listen, our fighting men and women are great, but the tacticians, the people who make these decisions, the strategists, the people that were supposed to consider all of these things, the drones that changed warfare, and aircraft carriers weren't going to be that effective, and we weren't going to be able to go in there, and maybe we shouldn't have killed their leader day one or whatever. All of the things we think we are the big military superpower, it's starting to dawn on us that actually we're not. That's what this war has kind of shown us, and again, it's not reflective of the troops, and I'm sure we have a lot of nukes and stuff like that, but you just can't win like that anymore. It's nothing to win.
I mean, when you look at the handful of ones, just
the reality is, we just have to,
see how it's nothing against them either. When you start to
and
understand
I'm
the
fine with
audience
that,
basis,
cowardly
information
and
being fed,
disgracefully
narratives,
leave
ideas,
and lie about it for the rest of our lives.
and we see how that's
And I'll do
connected
it.
to those handfuls
I will lie
of
about it for the
issues
rest of my
nobody
life.
seems to want to address.
I will lie to my friend. I don't have children, but I'll lie to my friend's
State
children about
departments
it.
and media, man.
I will lie for the rest of my life about
Pass
the
the
Iran war
buck.
if we leave tonight.
Well,
I'll
it's
say
not our
one,
fault. People are ignorant.
and I will completely
too bad we have to
contribute
collect
the
all this
fallacy that we
money.
won this war. We can't.
No, they're
Here's Trump again
irresponsible.
saying that they called him and asked him not
They've
to.
given us.
Which, by the way, this is a little preview of what's probably going to end
They've
up happening
given
in
us.
the future, which is that
They
say
have
that they
given
called us
us.
and asked us to not bomb them, and we said, okay, here we go.
What's Gov Plus? Gov Plus is revolutionary.
That's my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout. There goes John Jacob Hyper Smith. Da 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 da. John Jacob Hyper Smith. That's my name too. Whenever we
On December 30th,
the people always shout. There was John Jacob Hyper Smith. Jacob Hyper Smith. That's my name too. Whenever we go home.
I'm so Sylvester Stallone. I got a problem with people drinking and smoking. Without inviting me over, to me that shit's just provoking. Oh yeah, I'm on a good one, I won't come back. Roll around in my stomping ground. Eyes closed, your head's bobbing. I care not about no problem. Yeah, you don't know nothing about me. You don't know nothing. You don't know shit about me, homie. I'll tell you something. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know nothing. You don't know shit about me, homie. I'll tell you something.
Hold on, wait. Okay. I got bars and bars like I'm serving shots. Starving stars that forget me nots. Got trees and spliffs that I like to puff. And I French inhale when they've had enough. Got a squad of miles that I split in half. Face like a 10, legs like a giraffe. And a Cadillac, got a bender ass. Smoking on some good Teddy Pendergrass. Really can't fuck with the main flow. Did that shit, keep your body in the mangoes. Always want pot, do I look like a rainbow? No. Are we made from the same clothes? No. Can we rock at the same shows? No. Can I at least get a hey bro? Maybe. I'm any better man, can't find a better man. You are a rookie, I am a veteran. I am the efferent. Stay on your medicine, your girlfriend is here, gotta let her in.
You don't know nothing about me, you don't know nothing. You don't know shit about me, homie, I tell you something. You don't know nothing about me, you don't know nothing. You don't know shit about me, homie, I tell you something. You don't know nothing about me, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about me, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about me, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about me, you don't know nothing.
I support and we need to have. We need to have a campaign of lies and propaganda. Let's just get out of there. Let's get out of there. And then we'll just lie about it. And it will be for us. The lies are for you. The lies are for you. Fatty Boom Batty, who goes, well, I just don't eat that much. And you order the salad in front of everyone. The lies are for you. Everyone goes, oh yeah, interesting. My thyroid's been, yeah, all right. It's been acting up. Ever since I was young, I got a fever when I was 3 and I had a rash. So then since then, I just, it's just never really, sure.
One decision that I'm most proud of
when I was a
is definitely signing on to go back to school.
Blowing lines all the time in the bathroom and then walking back to my desk at work, people were like, oh, how are you? How have you been? And you're like, oh, good. And then later on, you said to them, you're like, oh, when you met them, you're like, wow. So when I knew you, I was like on drugs. And they were like, oh,
I
yeah,
actually get upset when people don't play their imaginary parts.
Of course we did. We thought you were
going to part they were given.
Like 3 times. The lies are for you, but they're still important and they still matter. Even though they're for you, because you can lie so much that people just accept it as a version of truth. That's the reality. You can lie so much. Now listen to me. Mel Robbins will tell you this. Mel, or she kind of will. She just says it in another way. $35 million a year on that podcast. What? What is she trafficking humans? She's fucking. How is Mel Robbins making $35 million a year? Is she importing dogs stuffed with cocaine? Anyway, we love her. Congrats on all of her success. But it's like you can lie enough, people just accept the version of it as the truth because people just get tired of it. And it all gets murky. That's the thing in life. Things just become gray and murky.
I don't know, but I know the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine need to get our children away from these sick fucking pedos who tried to kill us. They like to fucking torture little kids. I know, these big podcasters, they all know. They know, but what don't they know? And what might they be figuring out? Don't let them. Shh. Killer Jason. Fucking psychos.
It was completely invented. It was hatched. It's completely untrue. But if you lie enough, to a point where people go, well, yeah, we know he's lying, but I'm sure there's some truth in there somewhere. And there's not. That's the win. There's actually not. That's the best we can do here. No one will believe us, and no one should. But if we lie about this enough, someone in the future will go, I guess there was some nugget of truth there. You have your version, I have my version. But no, that's not.
People ask me all the time, does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
We all want the real stuff.
That's objectively untrue, but it doesn't matter. So what Trump is kind of brilliantly doing is he's telling so many lies and fibs and whoppers that people will go, well, I guess at some point they called him and were like, well, let's just finish this and then we'll move on here because, again, much like everything else,
yeah, I do believe when this guy here, Mr. Dillon, so he has a pretty good sized podcast. It's gotten about close to 100K views in an hour. Tim Dillon Show. 1.24 million subscribers. So yeah, he did do some interviews on Joe Rogan way back then. Yeah, and then they go off and get their own podcast. Right, so when you understand a lot of these same people who scout and tout and promote, they got to make sure they're going in the right direction, though. And as you can see, we've all been watching and listening to a lot of the different ones, so it's not a big secret. But it's just a conspiracy if all you're doing is trying to cover up your sick shit and fraud and drugs and nasty fucking lifestyles and ignorance to America's public systems and healthcare. The media is absolutely fucked. I don't even know. We were like beyond ourselves over 10 years ago and it got worse, so yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do with that.
There's nothing really to report on. So in terms of like, now it's we're recording this Wednesday because it's Saturday morning, so in the next 48 hours, we usually record Friday, but this week we have things to do that I have to leave town, so here's the deal. If something goes crazy in the next 48 hours, we'll add an addendum, but pretty much it's been the same shit for months, so let's just finish up here. This is our president updating us on the Iran war.
I'd rather make a deal.
I don't know, see how like all the people saying this stuff like him.
Right, you do.
They're not saying anything bad about him, and then they try to make it out that way.
We were
listen to
set
what
for
these
the
people are
biggest
saying
attack.
about you. No, they're talking about you, motherfucker. Yeah, I think they're starting to realize that.
But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II. And they called me and they said, please don't do it, let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking. Let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years.
By the way, I wish we could isolate. I wonder what the people in the crowd are shouting. I wish we could always have that isolated audio. Like, what are the people in the crowd shouting? You gotta remember that the people that are still showing up to see him live are deranged. Like, this is the fans that you have at the end of your career. They're deranged. This isn't like the fans that you get in the beginning or middle of your career or in your prime when everyone seems to be your fan. This is at the very end of your career. There's a core group of people that are left, and they're deranged, and they're sick, and this has become their life. The people that are still showing up to see him live, unless there's some kid that got dragged there, but the people that are still showing up to see him live, he's just become their life now. They have no. It's like the people that follow a band. They just go, I just spent 20 years following Journey. You're like, why? I don't know. I got laid in 1988, and I just kept going. I never stopped. You go, so that's your whole life? You're just like some weird roadie? You're just following Journey? Like, there were people that would just hear a band, that would go to a concert. This is true. They would go to a concert, and they would connect. The Dead has a ton of these people. There's a ton of these people. They just go to a concert, and they go, this is it for me. This is all I need. A friend of the devil was a friend of mine, and they go, that's it. I just want to be high listening to this song over and over again. I just want to go to this concert. So I kind of follow their tour bus. I check into a hotel, and I see as many shows as I can. And sometimes they play a song they haven't played in a while, and sometimes the set list is a little different. But for the most part, they're playing the hits. And Trump, the people that are still seeing Trump now, these are just lifer people that are like, no one's curious anymore about this. There's no one coming out that's like curious. Like, for a while, people are like, what are Trump rallies like?
To switch phones, you have to be open to what's new. And to what opens.
People now that are there are hardcore Trump people that don't know how to get out, by the way. They want someone to wave a wand and like the spell breaks. But they can't. They just his melodious voice and they just can't get away from it. Let's finish up here. I know there's only a few seconds left. I'm just roll it back a little bit because I really just roll it back. I'm curious about the screaming. You gotta realize the people are screaming. And it just kind of speaks to my point that the people that are still there live, they're still seeing this live. I mean, there's real sickness. Let's see here.
We were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II, and they called me and they said, "Please don't do it. Let's talk." And then they said, "We never said that." You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking. Let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years, but really it's been 50 years because they've been saying 47 for 3 years. It's been 50 years, and no other president has done what you should have done a long time ago because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, they start clapping at the end. You know, they don't know what's going on anymore, and it's very odd. Like it's spun out of control in a way where like they don't know because they're a little uncomfortable while he's talking about this because none of it really makes any sense. Like we said, it's kind of like he's like we called them, they called us, they said don't do it. We were going to hit them hard. They called us, said don't do it. Now they're saying they didn't call us, but we're still talking. And the people trying to follow along with this, they can't. So they're just, they're drunk and they're on like pharmaceutical pills. They're screaming, liars, about Iran. I don't think about him. They're like screaming like, Iran's a lie. That's fake news. And they're just like, they're like foaming at the mouth. They're like, fake news. They're just screaming, fake news, liars, fake news. And then at the end, he goes, let me hit the core point. He goes, Iran shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. And then everybody claps. Like, okay, that we kind of understand that. They go, we kind of understand that, but nobody understands what's even happening anymore. And he's got to do this live show, which is what he does. He's just a traveling entertainer at this point. So he is a traveling entertainer. So I kind of like understand like what he's doing. It's like, and people have said this about him before. They liken him more to a stand-up comedian or like a showman. It's P.T. Barnum. Like, he just shows up and he's got to sell this to people. And, he just kind of goes off the cuff and he just kind of goes, yeah, we were the biggest attack since World War II. We're going to kill everyone. We're going to kill them all. And everyone's sitting there and they're nodding. They go, good, yeah, good. Maybe that's a good idea. Kill them all. He goes, yeah, we're going to do the biggest attack since World War II, which is crazy if you listen to that. That's so crazy to say. We were going to do the biggest attack since World War II. He's just throwing it out casually. There's a guy that didn't want to go to war. He goes, we've wasted all this time and money going to war. And he goes like this. He goes, yeah, we're all ready to do the biggest attack since World War II. And it's kind of silent after he says that because even the people there are like, really? Well, what? We're doing that? He goes, yeah, we're going to do it. But they called us and they said, hey, please don't do that. And he goes, fine. So it's basically we're at a point now. His presidency's over. I mean, now he can still inflict some more damage, but like this war has totally dominated and ruined his presidency. There will be no other topic that he can really work on besides trying to extricate us from this war. So he's kind of become kind of this lame duck even before the midterms. I think they'll probably get shellacked in the midterms. And this is the thing. If you go to war with Iran, no other president did it because a lot of people knew that this was the one this was the unwinnable one. This was the one that was going to explode because all the other ones were fake. But we could always kind of say we won. We're like, yes, Saddam's dead and the Taliban's out. Well, they're back. But there was like, you could kind of bluff and lie and say you kind of won. We kind of won that one. The leader's dead. We killed a bunch of leaders. But But Iran was like the one where people are like, yeah, this is the one that we're going to get, you know, it's going to be difficult for us to just say mission accomplished and declare victory. And lo and behold, they were right. Lo and behold, they were correct. America is about to celebrate its 250th birthday, and we already have. What's more American than celebrating with some Oreos, fried corn dogs, and all that stuff? Here's what's more American. Suing someone. It's true. There's nothing more American than suing someone who's wronged you, especially if it's a corporation. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 100 offices nationwide, more than 1,000 lawyers, with over $30 billion recovered for over 500,000 clients. Morgan & Morgan has proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. In Florida, Morgan & Morgan just secured a $644 million verdict for a client after the defense argued the victim and his wife should receive nothing. When hiring Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring an army to fight against big insurance. If you were injured by the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Their fee is free unless they win. That's my favorite part. Go to forthepeople.com/Tim. For the people, forthepeople.com/TIM, or dial pound law from your phone. Pound law.
You can't really make that stuff up.
This is a paid advertisement. If you or a loved one is ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. To learn more, go to forthepeople.com/Tim or click the link in the description below. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist.
Stop.
Now there's hair on your head. Influencer allegedly killed by husband after accusing him of pedophilia on TikTok. Do we have her TikTok where she accused him?
I know the pedophilia thing is trending.
We do have this. So this is a
it's so sad too, with some of the
sad
worst
story, but it's a
sickos
modern
and
love
children that are
story,
actually
right?
Abused and really.
And this is a sad story here, but this is going to be,
fucking psychos with their
you know, I think unfortunately one of those things that you're not. This isn't the last one of these.
Police officers killed in their ambushes.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah, of course, you can't ignore that, right?
That's a bummer. But this isn't going to be the last one of these things.
Fucking bank robbery.
There's going to be a lot of stories where you're going to do. I'm just going to tell you right now. There's going to be a lot of stories where someone's going to do something on social media, and then an hour later, someone's going to go to their house and kill them. That's going to be like a big trend.
Right. So we've been on the program.
Trending topic. Hey, hashtag. Here's what's going to happen. Someone's going to do something on social media, and then an hour later, their body's going to be found.
Okay.
That's coming.
So
because it'll be the last straw.
It's a matter of them understanding.
It'll be the last straw. Someone is going to
just
they're going to see something you did on social media.
And the
then they're going to go, this is the last straw
connected
for me.
to our security and
I am
surveillance
coming
teams
to
that
your
have
house and I'm going
desperately
to kill
trying to
you.
get people
And
to address certain topics they don't want to address.
we don't love that,
when you
but that's
these
what's
drug
going to happen.
trafficking
Here's
lines and who the
social
fuck
media is
killed
no longer
Kennedy.
fun, by the way. I don't know if you've been on the internet recently. Social media is no longer like a
right,
hoot.
so when you start to understand those things and how some of these
it's not really that fun anymore.
I know, go back a little bit. It's interesting the stuff he's throwing in.
It's not
and
fun.
When you think of
anyone meeting any
Joe
new
Rogan,
friends? Anyone having any goofs?
He started out
that's not
on Joe Rogan's podcast.
That's not
a lot of
real. That's not accurate. That's objectively untrue. But it doesn't matter. So
he probably
what Trump
has a
is
bigger
kind of
audience
really doing is he's telling so many
club,
lies
they
and
were
fibs
already
and whoppers.
Before that. But then all of a
Then
sudden,
people will go, well, I guess
too much
at
going on
some
in those
point they
clubs
called them and were like, but let's just finish this and then we'll move on here because again, much like everything else, there's nothing really to report on. So in terms of like, you know, now we're recording this Wednesday because it's Saturday morning, so in the next 48 hours, we usually record Friday, but this week we have things to do that I have to leave town, so here's the deal, if something goes crazy in the next 48 hours, we'll add an addendum, but pretty much it's been the same shit for months, so let's just finish up here. This is our president updating us on the Iran war.
I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to kill people.
Right, you do.
But at some point we're gonna. We were set for the biggest attack. Any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II.
So, oh my God.
And they called me
I
and
know,
they said,
people
please
say
don't
that
do
shit
it,
as
let's
though
talk. And then they said, we never said that.
Yeah.
You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking. Let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years.
By the way, I wish we could isolate. I wonder what the people in the crowd are shouting. I wish we could always have that isolated audio. Like, what are the people in the crowd shouting?
Snitches
You gotta remember that
smacking their gums because
the people that are still showing up to see him live are deranged. Like, this is the fans that you have at the end of your career, they're deranged. This isn't like the fans that you get at the beginning or middle of your career or in your prime when everyone seems to be your fan.
What he was just saying
this
about
is at the very end of your career. There's a core group of people that are left, and they're deranged, and they're sick, and they don't. This has become their life. The people that are still showing up to see him live, unless there's a kid that got dragged there, but the people that are still showing up to see him live, he's just become their life now. They have no chance. It's like the people that follow a band.
But it's just because
they just go, I just spent 20 years following Journey. You're like, why? I don't know. I got laid in 1988 and I just kept going. I never stopped. Because so that's your whole life. You're like some weird roadie. You're just following Journey. Like, there were people that would just hear a band and would go to a concert. This is true. They would go to a concert and they would connect. You know, the Dead has a ton of these people. There's a ton of these people. They just go to a concert and they go, this is it for me.
Yeah, you like to go along with punks and fucking druggies that think it's okay to shoot up our kids.
And they go, that's it. I just want to be high listening to this song over and over again. I just want to go to this concert.
What do you have to say about that?
So I kind of follow their tour bus. I check into a hotel and I see as many shows as I can. And sometimes they play a song they have real sickness. Let's see here.
He talks about.
We were set for the biggest attack.
Gotta realize that people are screaming,
we just asked him,
and it just kind of speaks to my point that the people that are still there live, they're still seeing this live. I mean, there's real sickness. Let's see here.
Either way,
we were set for the biggest attack of any attack, and we've hit them very hard for the last few months. But we were all set for the biggest attack since World War II. And they called me, and they said, please don't do it, let's talk. And then they said, we never said that. You know what? The fake news knows they did say that, but we are talking, let's see what happens. But they respect us. They respect us. It's been 47 years, but really it's been 50 years because they've been saying 47 for 3 years. It's been 50 years, and no other president has done what you should have done a long time ago because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, they start clapping in the end.
To their nasty fucking prescription bullshit that they think they're fucking better. You know, they think they're better.
You know, they don't know what's going on anymore.
I can't wait for them to
and it's very off, like it's spun out of control in a way where like
you have to.
They don't know because they're a little uncomfortable while he's talking about this because none of it really makes any sense. Like we said, it's kind of like he's like they called us. They said don't do it. We were going to hit them hard. They called us, said don't do it. Now they're saying they didn't call us, but we're still talking. The people trying to follow along with this, they can't. So they're just, they're drunk and they're on like pharmaceutical pills. They're screaming, liars! About Iran. I don't think about him. They're like screaming like, Iran, don't lie. That's fake. And they're just like, they're like foaming at the mouth. They're like, fake news. They're just screaming.
And how these people are fucking coddling and abetting some of the sickest fucking addictions from gambling to fucking our kids. And hopefully they wake the fuck up. And we don't care if they do or not. They can choke on it to their fucking graves.
They go, we kind of understand that, but nobody understands what's even happening anymore. And he's got to do this live show, which is what he does. He's just a traveling entertainer at this point. So he is a traveling entertainer. So I kind of like understand like what he's doing. It's like, and people have said this back before, they liken him more to a stand-up comedian or like a showman. I'm like, he just shows up and he's got to sell this to people.
That you seem to be fucking scared to talk about.
And he just kind of goes, yeah, we were the biggest attacks since World War II. We're gonna kill everyone. We're gonna kill them all. Everyone's sitting there and they're nodding. They go, good, yeah, good. Maybe that's a good idea. Kill them all. He goes, yeah, we're gonna do the biggest attack since World War II, which is crazy if you listen to that. That's so crazy to say.
Yeah, obviously when we're saying that, we're talking to the local news and the people that are responsible for not coddling the childish beliefs of nasty fucking drug addict adults, delusional fucking over-medicated nasty fucking people, while these punks fuck our kids. AKA State Department people.
They are like, really?
Who have been trying to pass the buck for years and playing these games.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do it, but they called us and they said, hey,
please somebody owes me an apology.
And he goes,
we can't fucking address reality until they get an apology.
So it's basically we're at a point now. His presidency is over. I mean, now he can still inflict some more damage, but like this war has totally dominated and ruined his presidency. There will be no other topic that he can really work on besides trying to extricate us from this war. So he's kind of become kind of this lame duck even before the midterms. I think they'll probably get shellacked in the midterms.
What happened?
And this is the thing. If you go to war with Iran, no other president did it because a lot of people knew that this was the one this was the unwinnable one. This was the one that was going to explode, because all the other ones were fake, but we could always kind of say we won. We're like, yes, Saddam's dead, and Taliban's out, well, they're back. But, there was like, you could kind of bluff and lie and say you kind of won. We kind of won that one, the leader's dead, we killed a bunch of leaders. But Iran was like the one where people are like, yeah, this is the one that we're going to get, it's going to be difficult for us to just say mission accomplished and declare victory. And lo and behold, they were right. Lo and behold, they were correct. America is about to celebrate its 250th
Lo and behold. Well, at least Mr. Dillon can be humble. What a fucking bum.
They're pretty open to go, listen, we're just misfits where we don't know how and when, but the reality is you are not needed anymore. We don't need you.
But you see how even that is kind of
we don't like your customs and traditions and little religions, your families, your children. We don't need any of it. We're building the data center. We're building the data center. There used to be like a town.
Like mirroring.
Now we have a data center. And there's all going to be these old school mining towns where they hire all these people
Joe
for
knows how
6 months and build the data centers, and then immediately those people will be discarded and thrown away. But here's the deal, everybody. The data center is it's the new town. Pull up small town at Christmas and hit image. Small town Christmas, hit image. Hopefully they show us like a town square. This could be any holiday, by the way. Let's try to find a real one. I love that the Google can't show us any of the real ones anymore. It's all just fake. Is there any type of, blow that up. Make that big. There you go. Here you go. This was the old world. Now Google data center and hit image.
Rookie card. Chen Mint.
For generations, Advanced Auto Parts has been there, with all the right parts, to get us to life's good parts. Because like you, we're driven by the good parts too. Advanced Auto Parts.
Show us the big data center. Show us that. Make that big. That's the new world. You gotta get on board.
That feels great.
You saw the old world? Now this is the new world. That's the old world. Yeah, carriages, people in the street, buildings lit up, people making mirth and merriment, drinking, eating. Now show us the new world. Data! Data! Information! Data! AI! So now we're going to watch this news story, but there's some very sick people in our country that want to resist the data centers, and they want clean water, and they don't want to be put in some type of encampment. And this is wrong. It's wrong. This is wrong. I do believe that there's no reason that people should view their humanity as a permanent fixture of their time here. That's crazy. Yes, you're a human for now. You're here today and tomorrow. Whether you get to exist in the future, what business is that of yours? Relax. We're still figuring it out. Let's take CBS Mornings here. Now these people know they're on. This is Barry's network, Barry Weiss. These are the highest journalistic standards and integrity because Barry Weiss is over here running the show. Barry Weiss, friend of the show, media maven, Miss Weiss. Let's watch this.
Welcome back. Some homeowners in Georgia are being given an ultimatum to sell their homes, or the state will get this, take it to make way for AI data centers.
Yes,
CBS News
of course. So what's the problem?
I'm a single mom. I work hard for everything.
How do you put a price on a home you never intended to sell? One filled with more than 2 decades of memories.
I think I was 5 or 6 when this was built.
The yard where you buried your pets.
Hold on, right now. I don't want anyone listening to this show anymore if you can't see why this woman and her children should be kicked out of their home to build a data center. I don't want you to listen to the show. Truly, I don't want you to listen to the program. If you can't see the need to kick this family out of that home so that they can build a data center for Kevin O'Leary, I don't want you to listen to the show. If billionaires cannot kick families out of their generational homes to build data centers, I don't want to live in this country. Sorry. And I don't want you listening to the show. If there's even a small part of you, if there's even a tiny smidgen of you that says to yourself, hey, that does seem a little fucked up. Fuck you, man. I want my billionaires to be happy. And they like data centers. Here's the thing about billionaires. They love data centers. They like having sex with children, and they like data centers. I don't know what they like more. It's like, children, gotta fuck them, but also data centers, I love it. It's hard. What do they like more? Children on an island who they kill, or data centers? Hard to know. But we want them to be happy because otherwise, blah, blah, China, China, we'll lose to China, blah, blah, China, blah, blah, China, blah, China. So that's just the truth. If you have any objection to this mother and her children being thrown on the street for a data center, I say to you, China, blah, blah, China, blah, China, losing China, blah, China. What's your response to that, dummy? Let's watch the rest of this, please.
House that fed your family.
When you talk about what being on this property means to you, right? It's y'all's.
It's ours. It's our family. We belong here.
No,
but Bentley Brown's child is likely won't be here much longer. That's because the state's largest utility, Georgia Power, says it needs the area to make way for a 35-mile-long transmission line.
Yes. Georgia Power has been here for as long as Ansley's mother has owned this property. It's just beyond the tree line. Now, with the expansion of this latest project, they're looking to take the 2.5 acres the house sits on.
Georgia Power says increasing demand has outpaced the capacity of its existing grid, and building a new transmission line requires acquiring more than 300 parcels of land, including residential properties.
What did your mom tell you she wanted for this property to be?
Generational wealth, true generational wealth was the idea.
Well, hold on, honey. Slow down. Slow it down. Generational wealth.
Today, we're making the GPT 5.6 series of models generally available. Across the family, GPT 5.6 delivers more intelligence per token and is better at staying on track, even with ambiguous prompts. Let's take a look at what it can do. I used GPT 5.6 in Codex to build a brand new card game from a short, intentionally open-ended prompt, something I'd actually want to play. The model designed the core game mechanics, generated the artwork, and shipped a working first version. But I had an idea for an even better version, so I asked it to keep going, add levels, enhance the game mechanics, customize the artwork, and create a soundtrack. I love how thorough the model is. I didn't have to worry about designing every screen, defining every interaction, or managing a stack of tickets. What I found really cool with GPT 5.6 is programmatic tool calling. When building the game, the model was able to call tools from a sandbox and avoid a lot of back and forth between the tool output and the context window. This saved me a ton of time and tokens. Another thing that makes the model so persistent are new reasoning levels above extra high that give GPT 5.6 even more thinking power. If you're using the model in Codex, GPT 5.6 is better at delegating work to sub-agents. Previous models could have access to that capability, but GPT 5.6 is trained to decide for itself when delegation is useful. With our game, the model uses sub-agents to break the work up and finish it in parallel, like art and sound design. If you're using GPT 5.6 in the API, we have a flagship model for ambitious agentic work, a more balanced model, and our fast, affordable model for everyday tasks. This game is just one of many projects I've built with GPT 5.6, and I can't wait to see what you make. Happy building.
Trying to see if I can get him to go tomorrow.
Why does it seem like people are so mean these days? Have y'all noticed? It feels like people have gotten meaner, like civility has left the building. So what is going on?
The environment around us has changed, and it's triggering us to be mean.
I was so surprised to read this, that healthcare is America's most dangerous profession due to workplace violence. And you've had things thrown at you, is what I'm saying.
100%. A patient broke my nurse's hand.
There's something about flying that seems to bring out just the worst in people. What's the worst thing somebody said to you?
I had a gentleman that said to me, I violate women like you.
Wow. So what is the path forward? Can you give us a reason to hope that things are going to get better?
I mean, I have lots of answers to that.
I know you do. Hi, everybody. Thanks.
Hold on. Maybe they're the greedy ones. Are they the greedy ones? Are they the greedy ones? Are these people the greedy ones? And are the billionaires good? In a world where moral questions are complicated, billionaires are greedy, but so are the people in Georgia. In a world where decisions are made based on information. All right, so let's keep listening to her. Maybe she makes a good argument here, because her argument is this so far: I don't want to be thrown in the street for a data center. Keep going.
Georgia Power estimates 70 to 80% of the power on this new line is expected to help serve data centers. It says the remaining 20 to 30% of power will serve the state's growing residential and commercial demand.
Georgia Power told us that they feel as if they've done this process responsibly.
Yes.
What would you say to that?
I disagree. You can't tear down 35 miles of rural Georgia and it not hurt something or somebody. And to say that you're doing it in the name of data centers is a slap in the face to us, our community, our animals.
Brown's mother...
Hold on for me, can you stop? I don't love her attitude. I don't love her attitude. I just don't love her attitude. I'm trying to understand her point of view. It's very difficult. Should we not have the data center? Well, what about China?
What if China wins this AI race? I don't get it. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around what her point is. I'm supposed to care that she has a greenhouse? We're fighting China. So, I guess the point is that I know it's sad that you have to leave, but, like, people want data centers. People really like AI, you know, especially if they have money. People without money don't like AI, but these people with money think it's going to be great. You ever listen to a criminal talk about AI? It's their favorite thing. Criminals love AI. They love it. They love it. Why don't we send this family to Miami so they can sit down with a couple of Adderall snorting criminals and talk about AI? I'm sure they'll feel better. Don't they understand that they should be using AI to build their personal brand? Here's what I would ask AI if I was them. Hey, ChatGPT, can you turn my personal brand into from homeless bum into thriving entrepreneur? How do I do that? Let's keep watching this. This is obviously very sad. But I gotta be honest, you know, the more I think about it, I am starting to see what the billionaires are saying, because here's the billionaires' point. Okay, let's give them a fair hearing. The billionaire's point is this family could live somewhere else. That's what they're saying. They're saying, hey, you live here today, but maybe not tomorrow. So let's finish this.
Agreement with Georgia Power to sell. Brown says if she didn't, the utility could have sought to acquire her property.
Here's how you do this. By the way, here's how you do this. You got to give them like so much more than the value of the house. You got to go in and go, what's your house worth? 300,000, 350. Here's $2 million. Now your kids go to school and everything. Now I'm not for this. I think this is all a big problem, and it's the extermination of the human race. Which, if the government's listening, I hope they go. I hope they accept in a classy way. Be a classy gal or guy about it. But you know, you got to give people a shitload of money. But let's keep finishing this because this is interesting. This is our biggest. This is our biggest historic thing.
Could have sought to acquire her property through eminent domain, a legal process that allows private property to be taken with compensation for projects determined to serve a public purpose.
All power generation starts somewhere.
Holly Love is Georgia Power spokesperson.
Good.
Eminent domain is always, a last resort.
Word up,
and it's something we never want to do. To us, it's theft. It's literally a billion-dollar company stealing land from smaller people. People who can't fight back. We don't have the money to fight Georgia Power.
So that's why a few months ago, Ansley took her story to TikTok.
My childhood home is being taken by Georgia Power.
Oh God, TikTok.
She began sharing stories of others in similar situations.
What is it taking from her? Look behind me.
By the way, here's the point. Here's what that should happen.
That I'm most proud of is definitely signing on.
You use Gmail, Google Maps, Google Search, Google Calendar, Google Docs, Google Gemini, all on your phone. Seems like the next move is...
And the opportunity presented itself, and I kind of want to talk about it. I chose the
if they want to make a point,
because
if they want to make a point, okay?
And
I'm not, and I don't, you know me, I don't say anything lightly on the show. I consider everything I say, I consider.
In the beginning is difficult,
but if they want to make a point about this, they have to blow themselves up or something. They have to strap bombs to themselves and blow themselves up. Go like, hey, you want our home? Well, guess what? We're gonna do y'all a favor and we're gonna fucking level it for you. Hey, Georgia Power, and see, then it might get some attention, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work because the AI people would go, oh, cool, and then But here's the thing: if you want to have a moral victory, you do have to be willing to become a suicide bomber. folks. I'm telling you, I'm not. This whole thing is satirical. Look at this. We have the lobster here. But I'm saying this. She has to be willing to walk into Georgia Power with a suicide vest on and blow it up. And if she's not, there's nothing to do. You have to be willing to engage and become a suicide bomber. Because she's right. She goes, we don't have the money to fight Georgia Power. You're absolutely right. But you have your jacket, and you could put a bomb in it, and you could walk into a building and blow it up. And that's going to. And I'm not calling for it. I don't want it to happen. This is a satirical program. But I will tell you this. That's kind of the move. I think for a lot of these people, unfortunately, that are encountering all this stuff, is they will have to start getting suicide vests. Because we always judged the suicide bombers when we grew up. We're like, those people are crazy. But now you're like, oh, maybe a lot of them just felt like they didn't have a choice. Truly. Now, I'm no fan of suicide bombing, and I would never, ever call for it or want to do it myself. But I am saying that if this family wants to fight back, it is maybe their only option, is to start. Because think about American suicide bombers for a minute. Let's just let our mind go there. It is interesting, is it not? It is kind of interesting to think about, like an American suicide bomber, like a mall Godiva, that chocolate store, just blowing it up, and then it's just fudge, just chocolate everywhere. Kind of like a Willy Wonka. Just walk into a mall Godiva and just go, boom. Alright, let's finish this here.
Taking this entire backyard.
What do you say to someone who will push back on any sort of offer that's out there and say, well, a price tag can't replace memories?
Oh gosh, it almost makes me emotional because I have those memories in like my house, and I get how deeply personal people's homes are. I would just say that we see you and we hear you, and we want this process to be respectful and transparent, and that is going to ultimately benefit you.
Brown doesn't buy that. While she knows it's too late to save her home, she says she doesn't want to see this happen to anyone else.
My mom wants an apology. She wants an apology from Georgia Power. That's it.
And it's because of how she feels as if she's been treated.
Yeah. I mean, for an entire year, they have bullied her, and there is no sorry. So that's what we want. We want an apology from Georgia Power.
Honey, put on the vest. Baby cakes. You're not getting an apology. Put on the vest. Walk in. Georgia Power with that woman who just did that interview. That woman who just did that interview, and say, I've been thinking about it, and I want to come in, and I wanted an apology from you, but I actually want to give you an apology. I understand that you're in a tough position, and I understand that you're just doing your job, and I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, I'm just doing mine. And then the woman's going to look at her and say, thank you for understanding. And then you just look at her and you go, Inshallah.
Is your cash just sitting there doing nothing? You might want to hear about SGov. SGov seeks to track the investment results of an index composed of U.S. Treasury bonds with remaining maturities less than or equal to 3 months. Translation: very short-term government bonds built for those seeking stability and income versus growth. So, in a shifting or falling rate environment, investors can look to SGov as a way to keep earning income while staying flexible. It's also the largest Treasury ETF on the market, with about $66 billion in assets.
A volatile personality, anger issues with women, verbal abuse. It's not Graham Plattner, it's Troy Jackson. Jackson has a history of conflicts with women, bullying, even intimidation.
intimidation. Jackson's conduct was so bad, his fellow Democrats raised alarm bells about his temperament. Jackson is like Graham Flatner, but worse. Decades as a political insider, accused of mortgage fraud, unpaid taxes, and bankrolled by powerful lobbyists. That's the real Troy Jackson. SLF PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hello everyone, thank you for being with us today. Seems like it's a daily event this week. I want to introduce you to a difference maker, to a mother, to a nurse. I want to introduce you to Margaret Dufour. She's 56 years of age, and this is an award she got for being a difference maker. She was a registered nurse, and she helped a lot of people along the way in her profession. She had a son that had some significant issues, and she moved from Knoxville, Tennessee to Florida. She not only moved to Florida, she moved to Polk County. She not only moved to Polk County, she moved to Eagle Lake in a brand new house. And she had been an employee of Bartow Regional Hospital as a registered nurse for about a month. She lived in her new house about a month. She was assigned to the surgery floor. And here's the interesting part. We got a disturbance call at the house when she was moving in, because apparently the movers tried to upcharge her or charge her more money. So deputies were sent in, immediately were able to calm down the disturbance. The movers left in a huff. They didn't get what they wanted, apparently. And our deputies actually helped her move into her new house. That's the kind of customer service our deputies do. Now, there was no fanfare over that. In fact, we just discovered that when she moved in, that we helped her move the boxes in after the disturbance with the movers on July 21st. So how did we discover that on July 21st? Well, here's how we found that out. Here's Margaret's vehicle. Margaret's vehicle is a 2022 BMW. So if you look to see, you say, my goodness, new house, 2022 BMW, registered nurse, things are going real well in life. And suspiciously, we receive a call. And we received a call about a hit-and-run crash that happened on Highway 27 north, just about the Ridgewood Lakes development. Well, the hit-and-run involved this vehicle. The first hit-and-run, the lady pulled in behind the driver of this vehicle to try to exchange information, and he wouldn't exchange information, and he drove off. Then he was involved in crash number 2. And he ran from that crash. And for reasons unknown, the driver in her vehicle crashed. They crossed over the center line and hit another vehicle. EMS and fire responded. And the driver was unconscious.
Trying to help,
it was
you
a
know?
significant crash, but it was like, why is...
Gee, I sure hope they address the facts here soon.